Hi everybody, this is Roy from Daisy Bee Stamps, and I'm going to show you how to make a lovely card using two of our latest Christmas stamps. So this is the card we're going to be making. It's using the It's the Most Wonderful Time stamp and the Holly Scroll. I've just picked it up so you can see it sparkling and glittering. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stamping platform and stamp the main impression, which is the It's the Most Wonderful Time stamp. So I'm going to use VersaFine ink and I'm going to take it to the stamp and not the other way around. I've already positioned this so I know that it's going to be in the right position on the card. Plenty of ink on, and lift the lid and move that to where you can see it. Over she goes. Make sure it's rested against the stops, and then just push down over the detail. The tree's got a bit of detail and round here, look, so I put a bit more pressure there, and then lift that, and that's a nice impression. Oh, I've missed a little bit there, so I'm going to go back. I can go back, look, and I can just pick up quite easily where I've missed. See if I've got it again. Oh, there it is, look. I didn't do that on purpose, by the way. Right, so next stage I'm going to stamp the watermark image of the Holly Scroll. So I'm using VersaMark watermark ink. I'll do it up here so you can see it. Again, ink to the stamp. Make sure you've got plenty on. And the first one, I'm going to go across the top. You see that down there like that. And then the second one, I'm just going to ink the ends up and go here and here like that. And I'm just going to put a little bit in each bottom corner again, a little bit on each end like that. And like that. So it just gives it that little bit of a watermark feel. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a bit of shadow on the sentiment, It's the Most Wonderful Time. So I've got a watercolour pencil, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the bottom of the sentiment, and it's not something you have to be too precise with, just all the way around, nice and quick. And it just gives it that little bit of a 3D feel, as though it stood off the paper or sat a little way above it. And then water brush and just bring the colour away. And just bring it down like that. You can always go back over it if you haven't got it all the way from or if the depth of it's interfering with the font, the quality of the font. This is Jojo's script. She's designed this for me. It's her handwriting. Very neat, I must say, not like me. Oh, looks like a spider writing. So yeah, just blend it away from the font like that, and that'll do us. And that's the shadow under the font. Using the same colour, I'm going to go now and put shadow around all the other objects in this image, in this scene. So I'm going to go around the bottom of the tinsel, anywhere where we would see a shadow cast. And because I'm using VersaFine, when I blend with the watercolour pen, the watercolour brush, it doesn't bleed the ink out of the impression. So I'm just picking out where I'd expect there to be some kind of shadow, like that, around it, right in where the where the skirting board is, and then on the tree I can do a little bit there, a little bit here, look, like this, just darken it on there, a little bit around here, the inside, and I'm just picking out little bits where you'd see it. I think that's about everything there. So again, taking my water brush, I can just soften the pencil. Oops, wrong one. There we are. And you don't have to be too precise. We're not that fussy. And what I'm going to do when I've done this, I'm going to colour everything, so you'll see why I'm not actually worried too much about any inaccuracies. You don't want to spend too long on a card because you'll get fed up. So I like this because it's quite quick. It looks fussy, but it is quite quick to do. And down here, a little bit here, and then on the tree, and we're going to put some green on that tree next, and I'm going to colour the baubles. I'm going to colour the baubles green and red. That'll do for now. So we'll just do the bit of green in the tree, spruce green. It's just a hint of a colour, like that, and again a little bit of a blend. We're not too fussed about a little bit of over shading, like that, and then we'll put a little bit of shading in with the lights, I think, around here. Picking out little bits of areas, because again you're going to be going in with your brighter colours like that. So then we'll pick a bright colour now, we'll go for red, and we'll do these little Christmas tree lights in red. See that, can't you? I'm left-handed, so I don't know if it makes it any more awkward to see all the way around. And again, I'm not being too precise because I'm just going to fuzz this a little bit to give it because can you see it's plugged in? Whoever's decorating this this tree has been so excited to decorate it, they've actually plugged the lights in first. I'm sure we've all done that at some point. So I'll just smudge that a little bit, and when I'm using a water brush I just give it a quick wipe in between colours, and then just place some of that red like that, just to make it appear that they're actually lit. When I glaze it, it'll look that way. Again, I'll give that a quick wipe. And now I'm going to do the cardboard box. Again, it's cardboard, so again we'll just go around the outside edge with a brown shade. And yeah, it's a little time consuming, but the effect is lovely. It's not difficult. The effect is lovely. It's worth doing. I used grey on the sample you saw, but I just fancied a different colour. Don't like to do things twice exactly the same. I don't know, that's just a fault of mine. Right, let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that in. Again, pull the colour away from the edge. Nice and quick job this. And down here. And here. Bit of wood effect on cardboard. And if you see on the kit, I've even included some tape just around where I'm colouring now, just to reinforce the fact that it is a battered box. It's seen many Christmases, this box. So I'm going to put a bit of colour on that too, and we'll go for a little bit of red tape on there. Look, red, just a hint of a red. Right, so we'll do the baubles now. Again, we'll pick his red up and do a couple of red ones like that in the bottom there, and this one, and then we'll have this one red, I think, and that middle one, and then we'll do the rest green. Again, I'm just using the same spruce green that I used on the tree. Obviously you can use your own colours, whatever you've got. These obviously VersaFine works with any of your standard colours. And then a jelly roll pen just to go around the middle of each bauble, like that. A little bit there, a little bit here. Right, okay, and a little bit more on these legs, scroll work. Just blend that in a little bit on that. And I can see when I need a little bit more green on the holly along there like that. That's it, like it. And we'll have a bit of a ribbon on here around the top. Again, I'm not spending too long, being too precise. Somebody's phone going off, it's always good. Around here, around the bottom. It's just a hint of a colour. Can you see me? I hope I haven't drifted now, I ain't. Around here like this. Nearly done. And then we're going to put some glitter on there, I think. We'll have a little bit of green there as well, look, on that ribbon. That's better. And then I'll just blend that leg in. Yep. Oops, I've missed a little bit of blending in there. Yeah, look, with the brown on the cardboard, look, on that lid. Okay, so where are we? I think we need a bit of glitter now, don't we? Shall we just do that back though first on that tree, like this? Yeah, that's better. Let me put my lids back on. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll do a bit of glittering now, and we're going to use the fine, that wasn't meant to happen, the fine nib on this Dries Clear glue, and I'm just going to, I'll do the outside too because I want these in gold, like that. That, and I have got some gold here, fine gold, and just a little bit of a sprinkle. A bit there, a little bit here, and then just leave that open, of course. I'm going to tip that into there. Oh, that looks nice, and then that goes into there like that. So yeah, that looks quite effective. Okay, a little bit round on the inside as well now. So we'll do the silver, and I'm just making squiggles with the glue, similar to the tinsel itself. I'm just picking out a couple of more. This time I'm going to use silver, obviously. What else? So like that. And down there. And then we'll tip that back into the scoop thing. That looks nice. Again, back into its colour. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of glitter on the sentiment. So what I'm going to show you now is how I'm going to put the glitter over the "It's the Most Wonderful Time" sentiment. You can just go around it with your fine nib applicator, but I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my little stamping platform, and I'm just going to put a little bit of PVA on my, I've got a damp rag here, so I'm just going to put a little bit on there like that, and then I'm just going to go, you see what I'm doing? Yep. I'll just go over that like that, and quickly while it's wet, straight over. I'll bring that into the middle so you can see it. Now it's still at its register, so I know it's going to be there or thereabouts, over that. When I pick this up, it will stick like it does, look, and then you just pull that off, move that out of the way, get some glitter, and then just over there like that. And then we'll just shake that onto here like this. Well, most of it anyway, and you can see, I don't know if you can pick that up. Yeah, I think you can there, look. That's nice and glittery on the wording. Right, so now we're going to stick this together and make the card, and then we'll use the glossy accents to finish everything off. Just move my stuff out of the way. So the card is semi-prepared. I've just done it slightly different to the original one. I haven't put as much green on there. So I'll just put my top back on my PVA glue, like that. And I'm going to use, because it's a semi-live demo, in other words I'm recording and I'm not really cutting much, I'm going to put my glossy accents on here like this. You don't need much, it's very strong stuff. I just put a bit too much there, that's all. Put the lid back on. I would use double-sided tape if I'd got time, but I'm not messing about. So that goes on there. It dries very quickly actually. And just to speed this up, I'm just going to put a plate over the top. Press down. I'll give it about 10 seconds or so. That should be it, I think. Yeah, it's got it. So now I'm going back to my glossy accents, and I'm just going to, final touches, and just a little spot on each berry, like that. You don't need much. And then on each bauble, and then just round these lights. Just a quick touch here and there, not spending hours doing that. And then I'm going to put some on the plug and the plug and socket, and that will do me nicely. So if I hold that up there like that, I think you can see it's quite an attractive card, and it's a little bit time consuming with it, but it's not difficult. So I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully we'll have something in the not too distant future, the next batch of stamps. Thank you. Bye.